Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Indeed, we are following a dramatic rescue inside this water tower in Pontiac after 2 workers get injured and trapped. You're looking at brand new video of the second worker being pulled out just a short time ago.
But we still don't know the extent of injuries or what caused the workers to become trapped inside that tower on Montcalm Street.
Let's get to Guy Gordon standing by live with what's happened. Guy?
Yeah, Devin and Kimberly, it took about 90 minutes from the time the call came in to get that man out of this water tower. Take a look. That big pylon that you see there, inside there is a ladder. It's a very confined space. It's also very difficult. That's why it took so long to get those men out. What we know is this. This is part of a painting crew. They were working inside that big dome at the top. We estimate the height of that to be about 40 feet. They were on scaffolding near the top. We don't know what happened, but 2 of them fell and sustained serious, extremely critical head injuries. So critical that they called in a medevac chopper from Royal Oak Beaumont, which is the nearest level 1 trauma center. And then they had to do the arduous task of basically rappelling this man down by wire down the center of that pylon. And as you saw, they extricated him from that just moments ago, put him on the chopper. He is on his way, if not at Royal Oak Beaumont by now. We're awaiting the chief of the Waterford Pontiac Fire Department to give us a debrief on what happened, but this was a very, very delicate rescue. Again, serious head injuries for this man. An earlier victim was taken out about an hour ago. But as you can see, this water tower has been prepped and primed for painting, and apparently they were doing the same thing inside. We are live from Pontiac. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4, Devin and Kimberly, back to you. By the way, this was all hands on deck. Southfield, Royal Oak, Waterford, West Bloomfield, Bloomfield Township, and Pontiac because of the difficulty of this rescue.
Yeah, quite a response. But for as near as we can tell, Guy, they were inside the biggest, tallest part of the tower at the time when they fell?
Exactly. They were on the interior. Their tower was drained. They were on the interior of the tower, and that's where they were working when either this scaffolding collapsed or they fell. We've got safety lines rigged all the way outside of this tower, so you can see they're being very careful and had safety lines here. We don't know what the situation was inside and why safety lines didn't break their fall.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, a lot to learn. Our Guy Gordon will stand by there as we learn more, and as soon as there are further developments, you'll hear them here first.
Okay, now to our other top story tonight. Tragedy at Dakota High School in Macomb. Victoria Cartwright, a 14-year-old Dakota sophomore, was hit and killed this morning while walking to school.
It's horrendous because compounding the tragedy, it was another Dakota student who was behind the wheel of the car that hit her.
Yeah, it's terrible. Let's get to Nick Monticelli right now. He's live. And Nick, you spoke to Victoria's mother. I can't imagine the pain and agony that she must be feeling right now.
Kimberly, good evening. She was so distraught she did not want to talk on camera, which is extremely understandable, but she did want everyone to know that her daughter was a loving person, a great spirit, and she knew, even though she's only 14 years old, that the world was much bigger than her. There is a memorial set up here on Heidenreich between 21 and 22 Mile Roads where this accident happened, one on one side of the road, one on the other, right in front of her parents' home where she was hit and killed.
She was always thinking about her parents, her baby brother, her grandparents, and her friends. If somebody, like I said, if somebody was down, she wanted to help pick that person up.
For the foreseeable future, those who knew Victoria Cartwright will be thinking about what they loved most. Scott Goodhue is a close family friend and watched Victoria grow up. He says she was unique in the best ways possible.
Whether she took the worst in somebody and tried to make it into the best of somebody, and she was just always there. If somebody needed a friend, she was there to be their friend, even though, you know, she was the odd duck out.
This morning, the 14-year-old sophomore left home and was walking to Dakota High School. Unfortunately, she barely left her parents' driveway before she was hit and killed by this Jeep. Inside of that Jeep were 2 girls, 16-year-old classmates. But Victoria's family and friends do not have any ill will.
Obviously, there was no crosswalk, so she either walked in front or they didn't see her enough time to hit the brakes or do anything like that.
This is for her family.
Some of her friends started a memorial where she passed away, remembering what they'll miss most.
Her sweetness. To me, she was a really nice friend, and I'm gonna really miss her.
Always looking out for people, nice person.
It's very heart-wrenching to watch somebody that you watched grow up just disappear.
Now, Victoria is leaving behind her mother, her father, and her 4-year-old baby brother, Tucker, who her mom and their family friends said that she adored more than anything. She wanted to be a great role model, a great big sister to Tucker. Now, tonight, Dakota High School is playing a football playoff regional semifinal against Eisenhower at Utica High School. Students from Dakota will be all wearing white to honor her. In fact, I've been looking at Twitter, and even students from Eisenhower, even though they are opposing teams tonight, they will be wearing all white as well because they want everyone to know they're supporting Victoria, her family, and the entire Dakota High School community. We are live here in Macomb Township. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Just absolutely heartbreaking, Nick. Now, I know you said this happened before school started. I would imagine it's still pretty dark at that hour. Were there any street lights out there?
No. 7 o'clock in the morning, she was walking to school, which is only a couple of blocks south off of Heidenreich here. No street lights. That certainly is a concern. There's also a project to extend the sidewalks, but there is not one in front of her home, nor directly across the street. She could have crossed a little further down Heidenreich. That may have helped, but no, nothing where these drivers of that Jeep may have seen her coming.
Just heartbreaking for both families involved. Okay, Nick, we appreciate it. Devin.
Less than 4 days to go before the voting begins on Election Day, and Michigan's emergence as a battleground leading to more high-profile stops in the state. Mike Pence, the vice presidential candidate on the GOP side, made a stop in Lansing today, and right now, Hillary Clinton working to get out the vote at Eastern Market. Mara McDonald is there, and Mara, a campaign stop this late says something.
It sure does, Devin. It tells you that the numbers here are extremely tight. Hillary Clinton just hit the stage. Let's take a listen.
And that is exactly what we're going to do in America. We are going to rise up and make sure the American dream is big enough for everyone. I'm looking forward to working with the great team you have here in Detroit and in Michigan. I want to thank your senators, Senator Debbie Stabenow and Senator Gary Peters. I want to thank your members of Congress, Congressman John Conyers, Sandy Levin, Congresswomen Brenda Lawrence and Debbie Dingell. I want to thank your great mayor, Mayor Mike Duggan. Thank you. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, Sheriff Benny Napoleon, the President of the UAW, Dennis Williams.
It is no mistake that Hillary Clinton is in Detroit today. They are concerned about African-American voters here in the city of Detroit. That's why this Get Out the Vote rally is here. Meanwhile, the Trump campaign has been crisscrossing Michigan all week, whether it was Trump on Monday, his kids here all week, or his running mate, Mike Pence, in Lansing today. Let's take a listen.
If only for their decades of self-dealing, the politics of personal enrichment, pay-to-play, and outright corruption, we must decide here and now that Hillary Clinton will never be elected president of the United States of America. We've got to make it happen. Make sure it never happens.
Back here live, Clinton at her Get Out the Vote rally. We are hearing about potentially more campaign stops from both campaigns over the weekend with their surrogates. Who knows, we may even get another presidential candidate visit. Things are fluid right now. Mike Duggan said when he got up here to introduce Clinton that Michigan is so in play that who knows whether Michigan is going to decide the fate of this country. We are live in Eastern Market right now. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
All right, Mara. Big boisterous crowd behind her there. More on Hillary Clinton's comments coming up a little bit later on. It is shaping up to be a fantastic fall weekend. I thought today was just kind of a classic.
Yeah, it really is. Let's get over to Ben right now. And with weather like this in early November, we'll take it. I can dig this.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Whether you're going to be raking leaves or shoving your face full of donuts at the cider mill, either way, it's going to be a fantastic few-day stretch here as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Lots of 50s out there, very close to average. This is actually going to be one of our cooler afternoons of the next several days. The rest of the evening looks like this. We'll finish with sunny skies, fall into the 40s here by 10 o'clock. We're dry, we are bright, and we are going to be seeing those temperatures moving upward. We'll look at that in your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Guys?
Ben. Halloween just behind us, of course, but you might still see people walking around in costumes this weekend if you were in downtown Detroit.
That is because the YumaCon Festival is back in Detroit. Each year, the festival, now in its 12th year, draws thousands of people from around the world to come celebrate Japanese pop culture. YumaCon 2016 is taking place over at Kobo and the Renaissance Center. It kicked off Thursday. Events will now happen around the clock until Sunday. A 3-day pass to the festival is $65. And I love seeing people just kind of walking around in those costumes. And you got to think to yourself, what in the world's going on? And you're like, okay, yeah, it's YumaCon.
Exactly. Anime characters all over the place. All right, coming up next, Sean.
Would you be able to tell the difference between these two packs of cigarettes? One of them may be counterfeit.
The taste was different and the writing is different and it tastes like it was stale.
And state police, they're interested in who's selling them and where they're coming from and what you need to look out for. That's coming up on Local 4.
All right, Sean, and imagine having to declare a major in school at the age of 14. Well, something similar going to start happening in Detroit schools. We'll explain that in a second. Coco.
The Felony Lane Gang, a multi-state theft and fraud organization, has been causing problems all over Metro Detroit.
They create havoc.
We'll tell you the role that the Livonia Police Department played in getting some of those members behind bars and show you dramatic moments from the dash cam video. That story on Local 4.
Okay, Coco, and we're also waiting for updates on the conditions of the 2 workers rescued from a water tower in Pontiac a short time ago. The 2 men fell while working inside the top of the tower. We're told their injuries are serious. 1 man has head injuries. Sky 4 was over the scene as each one was rescued and then rushed to the hospital by helicopter. We will continue to follow this breaking situation and bring you updates as soon as we get them.
New at 6.
He thought he could get away with a few $100s by posing as a police officer. New at 6, the big mistake he made that landed him in jail.
And a violent confrontation inside a Macomb County 7-Eleven that involved this man throwing candy at the clerk, but it got worse from there.
Tonight, there's a big break in the case of a gang we've been telling you about for months.
Let's take a look at police dash cam video out of Livonia. The people you see being arrested are believed to be members of the identity thieves known as the Felony Lane Gang. Coco McAboy following that story for us. Let's start with what these people have been doing, Coco.
So Devin and Kimberly, obviously a pretty serious group, but I can show you better than I can tell you. Police say that these individuals break into vehicles usually, then they find things like your wallet, then they end up taking out your driver's license, debit cards, credit cards. They go as far as impersonating you and then cashing fraudulent checks. And as you're about to see, dash cam video shows just how some of the members are now behind bars.
They create havoc.
Here they are, Justin Curry, Marlon Fincher, Jamari Barnes, and Christine Carter, all believed to be a part of the Felony Lane Gang and now facing charges. And this dash cam video shows you just how all of this started on October 28th, when an area task force started following 2 vehicles for what they thought was a drug deal.
And we were asked by an area task force to make a traffic stop for them.
Captain Robert Nincerini with the Livonia Police Department says they started looking for a black Dodge Charger in the Walmart parking lot on Plymouth Road.
It appears that it was to us that it was the Felony Lane Gang, yes, that was involved.
And boy, were they in for it. One of the officers tries stopping the Dodge Charger, but the driver just keeps going. And now it's a pursuit. You can hear the sirens going and watch as the cars turn down various streets until all of a sudden the Dodge Charger stops and one of the gang members jumps out of the vehicle and takes off running. A complaint filed in U.S. District Court says a number of items were thrown from the vehicles, stuff like stolen checks, driver's licenses, and debit and credit cards. But now they are behind bars, charged locally and federally. And those individuals are facing a number of charges, including resisting and obstructing, also conspiracy to commit bank fraud. So now, of course, their cases will be moving through the court system, and we'll have to see what comes of it. Reporting live, I'm Coco McAboy, Local 4.
Well, Coco, in those complaints, we learned any more about how this gang was operating?
Yes, it was very interesting. A special agent actually detailed saying that he spoke to a number of members from the felony lane gang and saying that they go as far as finding people on Backpage.com, promising them that they'll end up with a lot of money if they join their gang. And also, you know, they go as far as purchasing wigs to impersonate people. So some pretty serious stuff here.
Sounds pretty organized. All right, Coco.
Well, what a glorious fall afternoon.
It doesn't get much better.
I tell you, it's really nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you saw those trees behind Coco. I mean, the color out there is fantastic. Beautiful. Sunshine just sort of makes it pop even more. And the temperatures aren't bad, too.
If it was a Friday, it would be... Oh, wait a minute.
I'll order
really
1, 2, 3 more of these, please.
There you go. The weekend has started in a lot of spots, and it looks like it's going to continue, at least the good stuff, as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Satellite-wise, we had a couple mid-level clouds around midday, depending on where you were, that have floated on to the east. So high pressures firmly got us in its grasp and will continue that way through most of the next 7, even 10 days. So if you like sunshine and you like temperatures close to normal, we got you covered. I do want to remind you, though, Saturday night, don't forget daylight saving time comes to an end. So by this time on Sunday night, we're going to see sunset. It's going to be at 5:19. So enjoy your extra hour of sleep, but don't forget to set your clock back Saturday night before you head to bed, and we'll start daylight saving time, or end it, I should say, on Sunday morning. Here's your temperatures currently: 56 at Metro. Numbers not all that different out there. 56 down at Monroe and 52 up in our parts of our north zone right now. A little bit of a breeze, but not terrible. As high as 13 miles an hour right now in Pontiac. So it's high pressure that is in control. That clockwise flow out of the high keeps those winds that are coming out of the northwest for the most part, at least for the rest of today. By the end of the weekend, as that high continues to slide east, we're going to get more of a southerly flow of air around the backside of that high. So that's going to boost temperatures for both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday looks to be our warmest day of the forecast, as we're looking at mid-60s, which is above average, but we're still going to stay on the mild side of things. In fact, we've got more 60s than 50s for highs as we go into that 7-day forecast. Let's break down your lows tonight in our 4-zone forecast. This is the 42-degree numbers, what we're looking at here in the city of Detroit. In fact, all of our metro zone will sink down to the 40s for overnight lows, but it's going to be the 30s outside of there, especially down here in our south zone. Adrian, Blissfield, Lambertville, you're all going to be in the upper 30s by tomorrow morning. Everybody's in the 30s in the west zone by tomorrow, including Howell, Brighton, and Novi. And not surprisingly, some of our coolest temperatures are going to show up here in our north zone. 38 in Marlette, North Branch are going to be at 30, but we're still going to see the 40s down there towards M59. High temperatures tomorrow, similar to what we saw today, but a little bit warmer as we go to 62 with mostly sunny skies. Improving on that as we get into Sunday at 64. And look at that. It is 6 out of the next 7 days in the 60s. And we get the sunshine to go with it. So we're living right. It's going to be a good week ahead.
And it's the right weekend to have an extra hour.
Oh, you're right.
To enjoy it all.
Back.
Right? Yeah.
That's true. And Election Day looks fine. So we're good. Green light.
Okay. Well, we have something very special that we need to let you know about tonight at 8. We celebrate the one and only Carmen Harlan as she heads off into retirement. We'll have memories and laughs and some of Carmen's best moments. Celebrating Carmen starts at 8 o'clock tonight. Devin, Bernie, Ben, Chuck Gatica, and of course Carmen. You won't want to miss it. Hank?
Some big changes here at the Water Department, and you will notice those changes next time you open your bill. Everything you need to know coming up in my Help Me Hank report.
All right, Hank, but first, the sheriff says you only see things like this in horror movies. A woman missing for 2 months, found inside a shipping container, and that's just the beginning. The story is next. And we continue to follow what's going on over at Eastern Market. Well, Hillary Clinton is speaking right now. These are live pictures, and we are live streaming this rally if you'd like to follow it along on clickondetroit.com. Back in just a minute. There was a tragic story unfolding in South Carolina tonight. A woman found chained up like an animal, locked in a storage container on a rural property.
Now prosecutors say a body has been found on that same property. 30-year-old Kayla Brown was held captive for more than 2 months. She told prosecutors that there are at least 4 other bodies buried on that property. Police have arrested the property owner, Todd Kepler, a registered sex offender. He's been charged with kidnapping as police are trying to piece together this case.
We're trying to make sure that we don't have a serial killer on our hands. This very possibly could be what we have.
We had some cadaver dogs here yesterday that did alert on some places.
Police searching property have uncovered a car they say belongs to Brown's boyfriend, Charlie Carver, who is still missing.
A local school now has a new source of scholarship funding thanks to a new partnership between Shinola and Matt Lauer of the Today Show.
Exciting story here. Lauer has partnered with a Detroit-based retailer to create a collection of watches, notebooks, and more. The proceeds of the collection will go towards scholarships for students at the Detroit Edison Public School Academy.
New at 5:30.
We are finally getting down to the bitter end in the presidential election. Campaigns are pulling out all the last-moment stops, and one of them could bring them right here to federal court in downtown Detroit. That story ahead.
A new academic reform plan being unveiled in the city of Detroit that will have kids choosing their career path in 7th or 8th grade. How is that going to work?
There is a debate raging on Facebook right now about one of the most popular and expensive cigarette brands, Newport. There's new packaging, but some customers, some smokers are convinced what they're buying are counterfeit.
Detroit blamed me and gave me fake cigarettes.
Police confirming they are seeing some fake cigarettes out there. We'll show you how you can tell the difference coming up on Local 4 News.
Two men in the hospital right now after being rescued from a water tower in Pontiac a short time ago. The men were working at the top of it, a painting operation underway on the water tower, but they fell. We are told their injuries are serious, and one man has, at least one of them has head injuries. We will keep following this breaking situation. Updates just as soon as we learn them.
Also here at 5:30, smokers are getting a whole lot more than just ripped off. Tonight, an important warning after counterfeit cigarettes start popping up at stores all across the city. Those cigarettes are not only fake, but they can be even more dangerous since nobody can really be sure what is exactly in them.
And they're also really expensive these days. One woman got scammed and showing us now just how easy it is to get ripped off. Sean Lay is live. Sean, pretty widespread issue, especially in inner city stores.
You're right, and I tell you what, this is causing quite a debate on Facebook right now when we put out here that there are some counterfeit cigarettes out there. Look, here's a new package of Newports. One of the most expensive brands, one of the most popular brands. Here's how you can tell they are real. That is a state tax seal on the bottom. Now, we know that Newport has slightly changed its packaging. Some people say the package looks different. They are convinced that they taste different. Therefore, they believe they are fakes. And in some cases, police say they're right. They are counterfeit and fakes.
This is a regular Newport box, and this is what I got.
This woman knows Newport cigarettes. She's been smoking the popular and expensive brand for years. She bought a pack from a gas station on Detroit's west side. Immediately, she could tell something was very off about the taste.
The taste was different, and the writing is different, and it tastes like it was stale.
Then she looked at the package. It looked different and even felt different to her. This one has ridges on it.
Exactly.
And this one's smooth, and this is the real one.
This is the real one.
She is convinced that the pack she bought is a fake, no different than buying a name brand product, only to find out that it's a counterfeit knockoff, likely produced out of China. China flooding world markets with cheap cigarettes that are packaged up to look like the actual product you want to buy, but can be far more harmful to your health. Michigan State Police have a team that inspects tobacco sales, and they do come across counterfeit.
Not only cigarettes, but you'll find counterfeit UGG boots, Major League Baseball products, things like that. So that's something that we'll do as well.
So how can you tell? The key here is to look for the state tax stamp on the pack. Our Newport customer may have the real product with simply new packaging. She says the cigarette she smoked for years isn't the same.
Detroit blamed me and gave me fake cigarettes.
Back here live, I checked with RJ Reynolds today. They did get back to us. They said, yes, they have changed the packaging slightly, and that's causing a ton of confusion. They are getting a ton of calls from their loyal smokers loyal to this Newport brand. They say they would have to examine the pack we saw today to determine whether or not it truly was a counterfeit. Police say they are seeing them popping up. If you see these $7 packs for much less, Devin and Karen, that's how you can tell. Be very leery if these things are being sold for $250, $350, something like that. Back to you.
It does feel strange to tell people about getting the right kind of cigarettes when doctors would, of course, tell us there is no such thing, Sean. Right. But I'm wondering, does anybody end up getting prosecuted for things like counterfeit cigarettes?
You know, we wondered the same thing. MSP, they go into places, they check to make sure that the taxes are being paid on cigarettes, and sometimes they find counterfeits, and yes, they will work up cases, seize the counterfeits, and then turn those over to prosecutors, and they will prosecute, yes.
Yeah. All right, Sean. Other news today, a funeral home in Flint is now facing disciplinary action
after a state inspector said it's been storing decomposing human remains. Under scrutiny is Swanson Funeral Home of Flint. An investigation began last year after a funeral director said he visited the funeral home and saw decomposing bodies being stored in a garage. The state inspector has since verified that allegation. Now the Michigan Attorney General's office has filed 4 complaints against Swanson, including gross negligence, incompetence, conduct violation, and an inability to serve the public.
Decision 2016, the Department of Homeland Security is preparing for a potential cyber attack on Election Day.
Federal investigators say the worst case scenario would be an attack that shuts down a power grid or the internet. Hackers are more likely to meddle with social media pages. Federal officials are not openly saying how they will combat hackers, only that they will make efforts to counter misinformation.
Worries over an Election Day cyber attack not the only issue. With less than 4 days to go before voters head to the polls, Michigan Democrats are suing the GOP and the Trump campaign, claiming voter suppression. Rod Maloney covering that for us. And Rod, it's a pretty bold claim.
It is absolutely, Devin. And you know, Michigan is now clearly in play. Bill and Hillary Clinton in Detroit today. You had Mike Pence in the state today. And there are some polls out there saying that it could be tied. So there's a lot riding on the election here in Metro Detroit. And so this lawsuit was filed by Michigan Democrats today, claiming that the Trump campaign is getting ready to use racially backed voter suppression. The suit's front cover tells you all you really need to know, citing the 1965 Voting Rights Act and the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871. The Michigan Democratic Party claims that Donald Trump, while on the stump, along with a main campaign advisor, are getting Republican supporters to take, quote, pledges to descend upon polling places in certain areas where many minority voters live in order to interfere with their efforts to exercise the franchise, end quote. They claim, quote, Trump's calls for unlawful intimidation have grown louder, and the conspiracy to harass and then threaten voters on Election Day has already resulted in numerous acts that threaten the voting rights of registered Michigan voters, end quote. Michigan Republican Party Chair Ronna Romney McDaniel on a bus today told Local 4 News by phone,
it's a frivolous, baseless, insulting, and shameful, desperate attempt by a floundering campaign that can't win on the issue.
The complaint relies upon Trump supporting Twitter feed rants and Trump's speech rhetoric as the basis for its claims.
The content is more insulting. The timing is insulting as well because they're trying to confuse voters before a very important election. But there is absolutely no merit to anything that's being said.
Now, interestingly enough, in this case, they are not asking for anything yet. They may want to have something like a preliminary injunction or other judicial relief, but they're saying right now that they're putting the Republicans on notice that they are ready to move if they see anything that they think is untoward. Back to you.
Well, then is there a hearing or anything scheduled, Rod?
Not at this point, Devin. There is a judge that has been appointed. The case has gone to Judge Mark Goldsmith, but there is no hearing set just yet. But the Democrats are saying they have this and other things up their sleeve if anything goes awry.
It'll be an interesting next 4 days, that's for sure. All right, Rod. Today, Detroit Public Schools Community District is unveiling a first-of-its-kind long-term plan for academic improvement.
Now, it does set a very ambitious goal for growth, including an effort to set students on a career path as they enter high school. So let's bring in Guy Gordon. He is live tonight, and this is pretty interesting, Guy, because in a sense they're almost asking 13 or 14-year-olds to declare a major. Yeah.
Exactly, and then you will basically choose your high school based on what they have as a career cluster or micro education that will help you to your aspirations. Now, in some cases, they're already doing this in high schools, but this is going to be 100% across the board. We'll have what they call a career pathway or cluster. It could be engineering, education, could be skilled trades, could be architecture. At the Ben Carson High School of Science and Medicine, the career cluster is already baked right into the name. Alawakmi is on a path to becoming a special needs pediatrician, a path she chose at 13.
Being exposed to different programs and being able to go to college prep programs during the summer, I got to understand what I liked and what career path I wanted to go into.
These students are already getting project-based, learn-through-experience instruction. Under this plan, students kindergarten through 5th grade will get career exposure to help them make a choice.
Then around 7th, 8th grade, kids should really be getting more information because they're going to need to make a decision for high school. And if we're aligning our high schools around career clusters, then you would hope that kids would choose a high school that aligns with the career cluster they want to follow.
Now, these students are high achievers. The question, will this work for the average Detroit family?
Most of the kids, the average kids, they just don't know the possibility. They don't know I have this unlimited choice of careers that I want to do.
All instructors will get professional coaching to beef up lagging student literacy skills, and schools will become providers of social support to remove nagging obstacles to their success.
Food access, you're talking about washers and dryers, you're talking about glasses, you're talking about mobile dentistry, you're talking about clinics and schools, you're talking about psychology services, you're talking about safe routes to school. All of those things are wraparound services.
And Alicia Merriweather says that that portion of it is actually key. Without it, everything else will fail because these kids face so many obstacles because of poverty and background, and the challenges they face must be overcome. So 160 different education experts, both parents and students as well, feeding into this, but administrators, they also look to universities for input. 160 different people giving their input into this. So this has been quite a comprehensive plan that they put out there. They will have a data dashboard to measure their improvement. They have set fairly ambitious goals of 10% improvement for kids from the get-go, and they'll start implementing this next semester after January. We are live. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4. Devin and Kimberly, back to you.
All right, Guy, fascinating. New tack to take, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll see how it works. These are the green bugs that can lay waste to so many beautiful trees.
And now they have been found in Michigan. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says over 120 traps have been placed in 5 counties up in Baranga County after one trap tested positive for the tree-killing emerald ash borer. Firewood is known to carry the bugs. That's why everyone is now being asked to avoid keeping unused firewood. Tonight, Help Me Hank showing you how the water department is working to make things easier for its customers.
Starting today, these are the new, easier to read bills that are being mailed out to customers, and the goal is to help those with outstanding balances understand their situation to help them avoid a shutoff. Here's our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester.
The director of the water department just telling me the focus has to be 100% on you, the customer. And that's why when you open your next bill, you'll likely notice a few changes. The water shutoff saga not only made headlines around the world, it affected lives here in Detroit.
You want to cut off a working man or working family water with no notice?
That was then, this is now. DWSD has spent the last year getting the word out about programs and options to help those who've fallen behind on their bills. Now take a look. They've just overhauled the design of the bills being mailed to you. The goal? Simple. Working to make you fully understand what's owed and why.
It is the #1 way that we mass communicate with our customers. And if we're not communicating clearly with them where they understand that their bill is made up of water, of sewage, and stormwater management, 3 parts to it, then they're always going to be confused.
The confusion can lead to outstanding balances and the possibility of water being shut off. The new bills using bright and bold colors to make you aware of any potential issues with your account.
We put a lot of work into designing this bill so that our seniors would be comfortable with the amount that they have to pay.
Another big change that will be rolled out next year, payment kiosk will be set up across the city of Detroit, giving consumers and customers of DWSD yet another option. I'm Hank Winchester. Help Me Hank, back to you.
All right, Hank. Well, for any Cubs fan, it's the opportunity of a lifetime.
It's true. New tonight, the one person the Cubs invited to ride along with the team who said, "No way."
Also, an emergency evacuation at a popular hotel in Las Vegas. What one person who wasn't even inside did that forced people to rush for the exits and locked every single hotel guest out of their rooms. Doc?
Bronchitis is hitting hard in kids and adults. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, what's causing it and the symptoms you need to watch out for.
New at 6.
The Bloomdale Cemetery in Trenton has so much standing water that some of the graves are submerged. The city needs to address this problem. Hear more from Don Makowski-Shreve, who has loved ones buried here, and how the city is responding. That story on Local 4.
This sign was quite the surprise to some Head Start parents.
I was shocked. It was scary, actually.
And what this sign warns about is really upsetting to a lot of parents. Will have their worries, their concerns, and the solution ahead.
All right, Rod. In good health today, local doctors say bronchitis is hitting hard in both kids and adults.
Our own Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to explain what's causing it and what else is going around this week.
Bronchitis is an inflammation of the lining of your bronchial tubes, which carry air to and from your lungs. Now, the type of bronchitis we're seeing right now is usually caused by a cold or some other respiratory infection. It's causing a cough, lots of mucus production, trouble breathing, and fatigue. Here's what's going around where you live. In Wayne County, everyone is reporting lots of upper respiratory infections at all ages. St. John Hospital is treating bronchitis patients, and Henry Ford in Dearborn is seeing kids with croup and strep throat. Over to Oakland County, shortness of breath from bronchitis is the top complaint in the ER at McLaren Oakland. CVS Minute Clinic in Walled Lake reports cases of influenza and multiple wasp stings. Henry Ford Commerce is seeing upper respiratory infections, and Clarkson Medical Group is treating lots of strep throat and kids with a virus that causes a fever off and on for up to a week. West to Washtenaw County, the health department reports a few sporadic cases of influenza. Doctors at U of M are seeing lots and lots of respiratory viruses in children, plus some coughs and wheezing. In adults, there's been an uptick in stomach viruses. Heading to Monroe County, ProMedica Monroe Regional is seeing a lot of coughs and congestion as well as asthma flare-ups from the weather changes. Dr. Anthony Songo reports upper respiratory infections and sore throats. Finally, in Macomb County, Dr. Michael Mattingly at McLaren Macomb is seeing, quote, rampant bronchitis, along with upper respiratory infections causing symptoms of fever, sore throat, and laryngitis. Henry Ford Macomb Health Center in Fraser is treating strep throat and sinus infections. Now, bronchitis usually improves in a few days, but some patients will continue to cough for weeks. You should see your doctor if you feel short of breath, you develop a high fever, if you begin to wheeze, or you have pain in your chest. Any of those things might suggest that it might be worsening, or it could be treated more specifically. Back to you.
Tens of thousands of Cubs fans filled the streets today as the team held its championship parade.
I'm surprised you're here, but I'm glad you're here.
I am glad I'm here, but I did sneak and watch a little bit on TV.
And it would have been crazy to be there, that's for sure. There was, though, one very famous Cubs fan who wanted no part of it, Steve Bartman. The man blamed for costing the Cubs a chance at the World Series in 2003 after reaching for a foul ball. He actually declined an invitation to be at the parade. Bartman has not really appeared publicly since that incident.
A spokesman for him said he was overjoyed the Cubs won the title, but did not want to be a distraction to the organization.
That's been tough.